Right, welcome to the Pen and the Shank. All right, they saying I gotta rotate my device back, but I picked the rotation for this. No, 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 no. All right, whatever. All right, the Pen and the Shank is live, and as you've seen in the thumbnail, I'm gonna do something stupid. It's stupid to me because I don't even like eating fresh, much less fruitcake. And that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna eat me a fruitcake, man. Live on the Pen and the Shank. So here's the fruitcake. I don't know if anybody's ever eaten a fruitcake before, but I don't know, you can zoom in. There's different types of fruitcakes. And every year, my entire life, I've always seen fruitcakes. I'm going back to childhood, but I've never eaten a fruitcake. I've always thought that fruitcakes were a punishment. Like if somebody gave you a fruitcake, it was kind of like Santa Claus saying that you was a bad kid. So that's, when I went in the stores and I saw fruitcakes, I don't know, I thought it was some kind of cruel joke. I mean, you can share in the comments. Maybe you grew up on fruitcake and fruitcake was something that, your family did as a tradition. And maybe your grandmother or your aunt or your mother made fruitcake really good. But I ain't never had no fruitcake before. This is gonna be my first time ever eating a fruitcake. And I'm going to do a live reaction of me eating this fruitcake. And the fruitcake that I got from Walmart, I waited to the last minute. Because every time I went to Walmart, toward the front of the store, there'd be this section full of fruitcakes. I even went to Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree got dollar fruitcakes, well, it's $2 fruitcakes now. Now answer me this. Fruitcakes cost a lot of money to make because fruit ain't cheap, right? You go to the store, man, you get a pound of bananas or a pound of apples, that costs some money. So how they make fruitcake? What is this even made out of? I can't really read and I said the directions. There should be directions to eating fruitcake because that's how disgusting it is. At least I think it's disgusting. My assumption is that fruitcake is disgusting, but tonight I'm gonna finally find out. Almost 50 years old and I've never eaten a fruitcake, and I'm gonna eat this fruitcake tonight. And believe me, I'm telling you, I'm somebody who does not like fresh fruit. I don't eat fruit. I never ate fruit my whole life. And so this is a big deal for me. I'm kind of scared to eat this, but I'm gonna eat it. So I waited to the last minute in Walmart to get this fruitcake. And this is old-fashioned Clanton fruitcake. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't believe I'm gonna do this. And before I taste test this fruitcake, I'm gonna tell you why I decided to eat this fruitcake. The reason I decided to eat this fruitcake is because I remember when I was a kid. I'm saying a kid, I'm saying a teenager. I'm saying a teenager because my uncle, when I was about 16, 17 years old, my uncle gave me a gift, and it was wrapped with a bow and it had my name on it. This is my parent. And I don't know if y'all got parents up north, but down south in Louisiana, we got parents. And so my parent sent me a Christmas gift, and it was wrapped up. And when I opened it, it was a fruitcake. And I'll never forget it. I'm like, dang, man, my uncle gave me a fruitcake? And I remember opening it, and when I opened the fruitcake and I seen it was a gift that he actually took the time to wrap the fruitcake up, I remember staring in his eyes. And I think I was like 17, 16, 17. And I'm looking in this dude's eyes, and I don't know if I was insulted or if he did this to mock me, or he was saying that he didn't care about me, or he didn't love me. You gotta think, a teenager, I felt like I was unloved. If you get a fruitcake as a present, you don't feel like you loved. So I didn't feel like I was loved. My little weak heart was broken, And I'm staring at him, and I'm being honest with you. He passed away. He's passed away. My uncle's passed away now. And always thought in my life one day me and him was going to be able to have a conversation. I was going to be able to say, Unc, why you gave me that fruitcake when I was 16 or 17? What did that mean? Anyway, I went home and I set this fruitcake on my dresser drawer as a teenager, and it sat there for 2 years. I ain't never touched it. 2 years. And I remember grabbing it, and it was solid like a brick, like it was a real brick. The fruitcake was a brick. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I opened it, and I was trying to buck myself up to eat that fruitcake after it sat there for 2 years, but I didn't do it, y'all. I threw it in the trash can. So anyway, fast forward, I spent all my time in prison, and I remember having nightmares about that fruitcake. And I said, one day when I get out of prison, I'm gonna go find me a fruitcake and I'm gonna taste test this fruitcake. I'm gonna eat this fruitcake. So here we are from 17, 16, 17. I'm almost 30, 40 years later, and I'm finally gonna eat a fruitcake, y'all. On the Christmas in 2025, I'm gonna eat a fruitcake. Look, I'm proving to you, I'm gonna do it on this camera. Here is my knife, my shank. Look, I use this to slice up my roast. But listen, because I know it's gonna be so disgusting. Like I said, I don't even eat fruit. That look, I got my eggnog mixture right here. This is good. I like the eggnog. You know, y'all do that eggnog. I don't know if you could eat it. I don't think you could eat it. I don't think you're supposed to eat fruitcake. Somebody tell me in the comments, did the FDA ever approve this? What is this? It looks like this. This looks like something that they serve you if you're in a Siberian prison. I mean, this thing's got weight to it. This fruitcake weighs like 10 pounds. And look, it's the size of this knife blade. Who eats fruitcake? I mean, tell me in the comment, who eats fruitcake? It might taste good, but if you have one baked with love and fruit, maybe that's the case. I need one with whiskey in it. Because this thing is, I don't know what this is. I can't believe I'm about to eat this. I bought this thing about 3 days ago. And I said, I'm going to do a live on my YouTube channel eating a fruitcake. I don't even know if anybody cares. I'm not a taste tester. I'm not a cook person. I don't do all that stuff. But this goes back to childhood. So I said, I'm finally going to eat this fruitcake. And so my uncle gave me the fruitcake. That's my story on the fruitcake. And as a kid, I felt like I felt like if your parents put this in your stocking as a stocking stuffer, your parents hated you. Yeah, it is like a block of cheese, like a block of government cheese. I mean, it's Christmas Eve. Can you imagine your kids waking up? Think about your kids. If you putting presents under the tree tonight for your kids, would you have a heart to put this in your kids' gift basket? Like, somebody answer me this question: where do they make these at? Like, where do they manufacture these things at? I mean, I don't even know where they make fruitcakes at, but they got, it says old fashioned. It got to be old fashioned. I can't see the label. The label's top secret. You know what I mean? So wherever they make it over here, probably over here in the South, deep in the swamp with the Rougarou. I don't know. But anyway, here we go. I am officially going to open this fruitcake. Here we go. We got the knife. We got this. I'm gonna shank the fruitcake. Oh, like I stabbed it. Wait, we made contact. Hold up. This is gonna be tedious because I'm really scared to eat this. All right. I shanked it. Now we're gonna open it. Here's the crazy thing. I got this big knife to open this fruitcake, but there's actually a little spot on the side, and I'm opening it right now. I'm about to eat it. All right, here I go, man. This is terrible. I don't know what this is. All right. So it's got, but here I'm gonna show y'all. Look, I'm trying to open it. It's not as easy as this. All right, here we go. Fruitcake's open. Wait, it's not open so easy. Here we go. So my first reaction as I open this fruitcake, this thing is greasy, man. We're sliding it out. Here it is. Bam, look at all them beautiful Christmas colors. What is that, man? Tell me that doesn't look like little gummy bears. Is that just gummy bears? Does anybody know that if fruitcakes actually have gummy bears in it? All right, so here's the fruitcake, and it's got like this molasses glow to it. Like it's literally glistening. I don't know if you can see it, but look at that glistening. I mean, it looks like a brick that's on the side of somebody's house, the old cobblestone brick. So it's dried fruit, okay. Thank you for sharing, because I really don't know. I'm not educated on these bricks or whatever they're called. It's expired. It might be, it might be expired. Have you ever seen somebody in Walmart actually buy fruitcakes? They just sit there. Every time I go into Walmart, I'm telling y'all, the fruitcakes are just sitting on the shelf. And like every time I go there, they just sitting there. And in every week, the price drops by like 50 cents until Christmas Day. They basically, you could buy one fruitcake and get 5 fruitcakes. Who eats fruitcakes? I never been to a Christmas party growing up. Listen, maybe you're from up north. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're right. I couldn't even get the, I couldn't get it open because I'm scared to get it open. So it's wrapped in this red ribbon. So it's Christmas. So now I'm removing the red ribbon. All right, here we go. I'm slicing the fruitcake. This is disgusting. I can't believe I'm doing this. Whoa! Does anybody know? Do they have nuts in here? Because it feels crunchy when I chopped it. Is it beside fruit? Do they have, I don't know why it was gifted to me when I was 16, because my uncle he didn't like me. He must have hated me. That's why he gifted it to me. So does it have, here I go. Oh, I'm shaking. I'm telling y'all, I really don't like fruit, so this is a big deal for me. Somebody say a prayer for me. Give me a moment of silence. All right, let's just get on with it. Here I go, first piece. That's disgusting. That's absolutely, that's disgusting. Oh man, that's terrible, man. It's like eating cardboard. That thing is disgusting, man. That's like eating cardboard. I'm gonna go for another bite. Here I go. I'm gonna go for my second bite. They have a piece that looks like there's a piece of cherry in it. I'm gonna keep chewing it. I do need a haircut. I'll agree with you on that. Probably ain't gonna happen though. I got a whole story. I did a video on it. I didn't get my hair cut one time for almost 2 years because I didn't like how much they were charging me to get it cut. So that was my way of protesting the system of overpriced haircuts. I know it may sound stupid, but that's what I did, so whatever. I'd rather retire for 10 years in 10 years. I'm almost retired now. How you like that? I'm gonna eat another piece of this. I'm really gonna do this because I said that I wanted to do this my whole life. And so I'm gonna eat this piece of fruitcake. This thing is terrible, y'all. So, Cher, who can eat a fruitcake and eat it and actually enjoy it? Do you know anybody who eats fruitcake and enjoys actually eating fruitcake? You do got to stand firm with the barbershop. I'll agree with you on that. So I went in the barbershop and I was just getting home from prison. Oh, this is terrible. And my hair was short already. And so I had been home from prison for some months. And so I'm gonna eat another piece. I went to get a haircut. I sat down in the barbershop. It was in the mall, Supercuts, I think, at that. And when I sat down, the lady cut my hair. It took her less than 10 minutes. That's how short my hair was. And when I went to the front, it was like $27. And we're going back almost 18 years ago this happened. And so when she said $27, I'm like, got to leave a tip too. So it wound up being like $35 with the tip. And I was like, there's no way that I'm going to keep paying this type of money to get my hair cut. And so it was my way of protesting, and I protested for years. That's good. Eggnog. I enjoy eggnog every year. I'm gonna finish this. This literally, all right. So if I had to explain it, it tastes like cardboard with molasses. That's what it tastes like. When I was in prison, the prison desserts taste better than fruitcake. If you would have gave this to convicts during Christmas, there would be a riot inside the prison. They would set the dormitory on fire because they would feel insulted. The warden, and in Louisiana, if you know anything about Louisiana prisons, they don't care about your feelings. It's brutal. The wardens don't care. The good old boy down south southern system, they run everything, and they will beat you up and whoop you up and starve you and toss you in the cell and forget about you for a couple weeks and you won't eat. They won't even give this to you. Last bite. Cardboard. I did it. This, I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go drive around my neighborhood. I'm gonna find a raccoon or a possum, and I don't think they're gonna eat this. And I'm gonna come back in a couple weeks and see how much mold's on it. I don't think that is disgusting. I don't think the ants would eat this. So there it is. One thing on my bucket list has been accomplished tonight, and you probably don't care, but you got to see somebody accomplish a bucket list item off their life's list. Eat fruitcake. I ate fruitcake. You can give me bread pudding and fruitcake. No, it wasn't scratch made. It was actually, I mean, I don't think it was. I'm saying it wasn't scratch made, but it could have been scratch made. I'm looking at it, trying to figure it out. But there's definitely, I guess, walnuts in it or something. So there it was. I finally ate a fruitcake, and I got it off my bucket list, and now we finished with that. So now, there's something else I wanted to get into. An important topic. I got a couple things that we could talk about on this live, and my file card just dropped, so give me a second to get my 2 topics. All right. We're going to start off with the most important topic. Santa Claus. What is Santa Claus's ethnicity? I'm going to tell you why it matters. Because when I came home from prison, I met my wife. And we spent our first Christmas together. And listen, I have come from a very, very small family, extremely small family. It's not a big family. But my wife has a very large family. I mean, to this day, 20 years later, I still have not met all her family members. She met all my family members in like 2 weeks. So I'm at the first Christmas at my wife's house, and everybody's hanging. I've been introduced to people because it was the first Christmas, and we had been together, at this time for months, about 4 or 5 months. And this is, Southern country, typical. What I mean by typical is traditional Black family. And they're sitting there, and it's late, and they got the music playing, and everybody's drinking. They sipping whiskey, eggnog, and this is in the country, right? And so they got that moonshine, if I remember right. I don't know. I think some of my uncles might have that moonshine. They were sipping that moonshine, and I'm sitting there, and my wife, they got some white people in her family, but it's, obviously also it's a predominantly Black family. And we sitting there, man, and all of a sudden I'm just sitting there chilling, like I said, I'm just meeting the family. I'm relaxing. And all of a sudden this song just comes on. And this is why I asked you about Santa Claus's ethnicity. And I never heard this song before. And all of a sudden, dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. And I'm listening, I'm like, all right, cool. And this little girl comes on, she's like, Santa Claus, he coming down my chimney tonight. You know what I mean? So like this is a little Black girl, obviously, and she's speaking about Santa Claus coming. All of a sudden the song kicks on. Santa Claus is a Black man. Santa Claus is a Black man. And I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. And everybody kind of stops. And the whole party pauses. And everybody looks at the white dude who's new to the family, who's sitting on the sofa. And everything and that record's just playing. And everything's quiet. Because before you can hear voices everywhere. And everybody's just like, it's like Santa Claus is a Black man. Everybody's just looking at the white dude. And so I'm like, dang, I got to respond. And so I'm like, all right. I said, hey, dang, this song's awesome. Damn, this song is awesome. And everybody's like, they smile like, all right, right on. And everybody gets back to it. And so that's when I found out that Santa Claus was a Black man. It don't matter to me what color Santa Claus is. Honestly, I guess if you're white, he's white. If you're Black, he's Black. But I think traditionally, he's originally from Europe or something like that. Saint Nicholas. So he is European, so he's a white person, And so that was my first Christmas story that I wanted to share tonight, is that, hey, Santa Claus is a Black man. And if you haven't heard that song, all you got to do is go on YouTube and, type in the search bar, Santa Claus is a Black man. You can go look on the lyrics, somewhere else or whatever, on Google or whatever. It's a pretty cool song. And if you haven't heard it, I think you would enjoy it. The other thing I wanted to say is that where in the world is Santa Claus at tonight? in NORAD, North Atlantic Aerospace Defense Command. They track Santa Claus all the time. So the question I have is, Santa, where is he? Does anybody know where Santa is? Have you tracked him on the on your NORAD Santa tracking, website? Now you can interact with Santa's elves and you can call them. So as a kid, I love Santa Claus and I love following Santa Claus, but we couldn't follow Santa Claus like the kids today. I mean, there was no Google website. I grew up in the 70s, born in the 70s, I grew up in the 80s, and you just had to wait till you woke up and looked underneath the tree. Do you still leave cookies and milk? Do you leave cookies and milk for Santa Claus? I remember my brother's the one who broke the news to me. Santa Claus wasn't real. God bless my brother. I wish he was here. He's an unfortunate victim of fentanyl, and he passed away due to fentanyl. You know what I mean? It's just a sad situation, but he's my only sibling, and he's the one who revealed to me my dad was eating the cookies and milk. I said, what happened? He said, man, Dad ate the cookies and milk. I said, Dad didn't eat the cookies and milk. Santa ate the cookies and milk. And my brother, he was young. He's like, no, I saw him. And so my brother ruined Santa Claus to me. I'm like, ain't no way Dad ate them cookies and milk. My dad liked cookies and milk. And so my brother was the one who broke the news to me that Santa Claus wasn't real. I don't know about you, but I'm sure you have memories. And those are good memories to remember if you know who Santa Claus is, and or should I say, who gave you the bad news that Santa Claus was not real? Because of my beard, I've had some people assume I was Santa Claus. I was in Walmart buying this fruitcake that I just did the taste test for, and they had a little kid. I promise you, my thought to me was, as soon as I pull up, he's like, dang, that dude's Santa. And he was all in my face, waving at me like this, and I'm trying to ignore the little kid. I'm like, dang, I don't want to make eye contact, because the little kid's like, he's focused on me. He's looking at me like this, and he won't take his eye away. So finally, I'm like, what's up? And he's like, and I'm like, dang, he thinks I'm Santa, And so that's the story, I don't even know how to play video games. Don't know how to do it. Never played Fortnite in my life. I got Fortnite action figures that I found from the Goodwill, but I never played it, But anyway, that's my story on Santa. And I finally ate my fruitcake. Here it is. If you missed it, you can go back and watch the beginning of the video where I taste tested the fruitcake and I ate it. But I wanted to be able to do that. And the final thing that I'm going to do is one more thing. I also, with my wife, made peppermint bark. And if you haven't made peppermint bark, it's very easy to do, and it tastes 1,000,000 times better than fruitcake. And so here's me eating a piece of my homemade peppermint bark. And I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. And if I don't do it live before New Year's, which I probably will, Happy New Year's. Going into the New Year's, the Pen and the Shank is going to do a lot more lives, and we're going to have a lot more interesting crime and prison-related content. And if you'd like anything crime and prison-related, you need to go check out my videos. I promise you, you ain't never heard none of the crazy prison stories that you got on my channel. Yeah, it is better than the zoo. You ever been to Audubon Zoo in New Orleans? They got real crackheads in the zoo. So I don't know about that. Try going to the zoo, man. I've been to the zoo. They got crackheads in the zoo. Yeah, right next to the wild dogs. They have a wild dog section, and it's one of the best sections. And I went to the zoo as a kid. You don't want to talk about the zoo. This is better. This ain't better than the zoo. Audubon Zoo in New Orleans, they had crackheads. I told my mom, I said, what's that? She said, that's crackheads. I said, Mama, that's crackheads? I said, they part of the zoo. She said, nah, they ain't supposed to be in here. They ain't got nowhere to sleep. I said, they ain't got nowhere to sleep? She said, yeah, the wild dogs accept them. I said, the wild dogs ain't gonna eat them? She said, nah, they don't taste too good. I said, crackheads don't taste good? Man, it was some crazy stuff, You know why they call it Audubon Zoo? Because of John James Audubon. John James Audubon, he told, I think it was before, did you know, bet you didn't know this, that the bird that represents America, the eagle, wasn't supposed to be the representation that we have. It was supposed to be a turkey. John James Audubon told whoever was president at the time, I think it was Ben Franklin, I don't remember who it was. Wait, I'm getting my history mixed up. I can't think of the president who picked the mascot for America, which is the eagle. But he said that he needed the best bird that represented strength. And John James Audubon, who studied birds, told the president, he said, you should be a turkey. He said, a turkey? He said, yeah, a turkey is a very valiant bird. A turkey is the most honorable bird that lives in North America. He said, a turkey? That's an ugly animal. He said, well, a turkey is valiant. He should represent America. He said, no, I want an eagle. He said, an eagle? An eagle is a scavenger. He said, a scavenger? He said, yeah, eagles, more than they hunt, they steal. What? He said, yeah, eagles steal food from other animals. So, you know, Alan, do some explaining. I don't know what you mean, bro. It was a phoenix, not an eagle. Okay. Thank you. Owls, I like owls too. I was in Allen prison. You served time in Allen prison? I was a wise. I was a noble. I'm out of my eggnog. So what that means is I'm about to be out of this live. Man, thanks for watching the Pen and the Shank live taste testing the fruit cake, and you know, give me a like and subscribe, and thanks for tuning in. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, and I appreciate you, go check out the videos. I promise you, if you want to hear some very interesting crime and prison stories you never heard, I got some prison stories that'll blow your mind. They will make you laugh. So if you need a laugh on Christmas Eve, go check out my channel. You know, dig into some of the prison stories. I talk about crime too, so you have to be able to decipher the difference with me talking about prison and true crime. Anyway, thanks. Peace.